Good afternoon. We are hoping people will take their seats. And I think we'll have enough, including with the informal seating in the back. Thank you. Feel free to come right up front. There's quite a few seats left. There's informal seating in the back. Feel free to stand if you prefer. Boy, there's been such a lovely hum for the last 45 minutes. Good afternoon and welcome to Kendall at Oberlin. We are a vibrant life plan community, and I'm really curious if you would raise your hand if you have never been to Kendall. Raise your hand. Wow. Well, we are delighted to welcome you here. I can't thank Cindy enough for offering us this opportunity. This is a place where adults can thrive and grow, and that growth comes not only here on campus, but in the external community, partnering with many of your partners. So I'm so glad to have you here with us. My name is Barbara Thomas. I've been the CEO. It's an honor for the last 31 years. Next January, I will be retiring, but I'll stay connected with the cause. I love that theme, and you can be sure I will remain connected. So it is indeed a pleasure to host this annual meeting, and just so happy so many of you who have not been here have had the chance to see us up close. So over the years, we have built a very strong relationship with the foundation. Indeed, many of our residents and our staff, those who have gone before us in the past, with over 30 years, that's a lot of people, connecting with the foundation, a place where they can connect to causes that matter to them and to us. We are grateful for the foundation's commitment to serving Lorain County and ensuring all citizens have the opportunity to prosper. I've always said Lorain Community College is one of the most beautiful gems, really, in all of Ohio, but I think the Community Foundation is very much the same for all that you make happen. So as many of you know, Kendall at Oberlin is a community that emphasizes resident governance, community engagement, and an inclusive culture, and a commitment to lifelong learning and excellence in healthcare. We strive for it to be a place where everyone feels that they are right where they belong and where they can call home. This makes Kendall at Oberlin a dynamic and exciting community in which to work and live. And again, it's that connection with the outer community. So if you are here for the first time, I hope it won't be the last time. Our residents, staff, and community partners all have a role in playing and making Lorain County a better place. And we are honored to join the foundation in this work to build a stronger, more vibrant, and more equitable future for all. So once again, welcome to Kendall at Oberlin. We are thrilled to have you with us. We look forward to a productive and engaging annual meeting. And those of you who would like a tour at 1 p.m., we'll have staff on hand take you around. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barbara, and welcome, and thank you all for coming. I'm Charlita Anderson-White. I am the board chair. It's a wonderful day, a beautiful day, and I'm excited for the tour. And I want to especially thank Kendall for allowing us the use of your space and your community for your interest in what we do. And we're going to talk a lot about our new, our approach to how we serve the community and how we engage in causes that matter. I just want to say how honored I am to stand before you today in this capacity. I was recently appointed to the board chair in January. And when I attended other annual meetings and our board chair would give the address, I was very impressed, and I never thought that I would be the one to give the address at an annual meeting, and I'm so honored and proud to do this today. So I want to review with you what our community has been able to achieve together through our foundation in this last year. And I want to share a personal reflection. I talked just a bit about the pride that I feel in being in this position today, but being able to serve in the Community Foundation has been just a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege for me. And to be a part of this effort as the Community Foundation moves towards diversity, equity and inclusion and belonging, at the onset was indescribable. I was appointed to the board in 2015, and that was just when our organization decided to start to branch out and to embrace DEI and belonging. And Brian Fredericks started looking at how we were going to include not only our staff, but our entire board. And I was a part of the training, which was very intensive. Just looking at the work that we did, I cannot describe to you the earnest and sincerity that our community, our organization, put forth in learning about diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging, and making the effort towards actually serving with that in mind. We went to workshops. We had professionals come in. I think Kevin, our former board chair, was a part of those trainings. We had seminars. And so when we say to you that our strategic plan embraces diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, I say that having learned along the way 7 years ago, just what that means and the impact that will have on our community. So changing the direction of our strategic plan has been transformative. And so just to be a part of that and learning, we think that we know what diversity, equity, and inclusion means. We think that we know what belonging means. But to have professionals come in and allow us to appreciate our own biases and our own understanding, and to expand our own understanding was, as I said, transformative. And the reason I share this story is because it's emblematic of how far our foundation and our community have come in the last several years on issues of DEI. And today our foundation adopts a bold commitment to DEI that includes the word belonging, because we can be a diverse community that is open to everyone and that treats people equitably. But if the people who live here don't feel like they belong, we have not come far enough. Why is it so important that a community foundation adopts such a commitment? Because as an organization whose purpose is to help residents make their community a better place, it sets an example for all of us on how to create spaces that are welcoming and that make people of all backgrounds, means, and abilities feel like they belong right here in Lorain County, because they do. That in turn only makes our community a better place. Indeed, it's exactly the kind of Lorain County we should strive to be: a vibrant, just, and equitable community that supports everyone. And while words matter, our foundation's commitment to DEI and belonging goes deeper than a statement on its website. Throughout the past year, our foundation has steadfastly committed to serving all 34 municipalities in Lorain County. We've made more and more nonprofits feel like they belong through our ever-growing Connect to a Cause campaign. We've expanded our resident engagement initiatives to provide more opportunities for residents to come together, share ideas, and collectively work toward creating positive change in our county. And we've ensured the back end of our operations reflect our commitment to DEI and belonging as well. Partnering with a local Black-owned and led investment firm to help manage our investment portfolio, as you'll hear more about later today. These are just a few examples of how we're living our commitment to DEI and belonging. In 2022, our collective efforts allowed us to award an impressive $6.2 million in grants and scholarships. And that's unimaginable without looking at the larger DEI picture. This remarkable achievement was made possible by our donors' unwavering support and generosity, and your contributions have empowered us to support organizations and individuals making a positive difference in Lorain County. 2022's Connect to a Cause was another huge success. Since its inception in 2020, the annual 12-hour crowdfunding campaign has raised more than $750,000, supporting over 90 nonprofit organizations. And who knew we had 90 nonprofit organizations in Lorain County? But we do. And I want to express my deepest gratitude to all who have contributed to the success of Connect to a Cause. Your dedication is truly inspiring. I'm eagerly anticipating this year's campaign in September, which our President and CEO, Cindy Andrews, will highlight later in our program. Our resident engagement initiatives, including in our backyard and Neighbor Up, continue to uplift our community. And through the IOB initiative, we've completed 25 projects benefiting numerous Lorain County residents. And these projects have made a tangible difference in our community. And I'm particularly very proud that I don't know if anyone knows Gloria Buxton, but she has a program through IOB called Art in the Park. And it has not only serviced the citizens of Lorain, but she's also created a program through IOB called I Can Swim My Way. And she's just graduated, I think, six students who've learned to swim at the Splash Zone, free of charge, scholarships created by her crowdfunding. Myself, I was sharing with Quentin earlier, just a few moments ago, that I've taken advantage of the IOB crowdfunding program. As board chair, I'm not accepting matching funds, but our program, Outside Circle Theater Project, provides young women and girls of color an opportunity to write and perform their own works from a historical perspective, so that when and if, and I have to say when, the erasure of DEI and opportunities to learn about history actually take form, we'll be ready in any form or any way that we can to provide educational resources and opportunities for young women and girls of color to express themselves and learn and teach history. And so I'm very proud of that. And as I said, the Community Foundation provides matching funds, and we've provided $9,000 in funding for those important initiatives. Additionally, the enthusiasm generated by our neighbor nights in the cities of Lorain and Elyria have led us to expand the events from every other month to every month in Lorain. As many of you know, we have recently aligned our community grant cycles to our focus areas: health and human services, education and youth development, and arts and culture, strengthening Lorain County. This strategic shift has resulted in positive feedback from our community, stronger partnerships with nonprofit organizations, and increased learning opportunities for our donors. By streamlining our processes, we have made a more targeted impact, engaged in meaningful dialogue with applicants, and empowered our donors to make informed giving decisions. These are incredible accomplishments of which we can all be proud. And as Cindy will share in a moment, we have exciting things in store for the remainder of the year and beyond to build on the momentum of this year and to ensure our impact is deeper and that our support reaches more people. I want to thank our exceptional staff, our dedicated volunteers, and esteemed board members. Your unwavering dedication and hard work are the driving force behind our success, and I'm immensely grateful for your tireless efforts. And for all of you who have been on the board since we started our DEI push, and those of you who have come since we've actually embraced and changed our strategic plan, I commend you for your willingness to learn and to grow and to embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion. To our generous donors, we thank you for entrusting us with your philanthropic support and promise to continue to serve as responsible stewards of your generosity. As we forge ahead, let us never underestimate the power of community. I invite each and every one of you to join hands with the Community Foundation of Lorain County as we work to ensure everyone in Lorain County feels like they belong and has the opportunity to thrive and succeed. And I thank you for your attention and your support. Thank you so much. It's now my honor to present the Jim Doman Community Service Award, which recognizes an individual or organization that has provided exemplary service to make our community a better place. The award is named after Jim Doman, who was the Director of Public Relations at Nordson Corporation for more than 3 decades and was, for all intents and purposes, the community face of Nordson. Jim touched virtually every nonprofit in the county and had his finger on the pulse of almost every capital campaign, initiative, and project. When he passed away in 1997, a group of friends established this award and an endowment in his name as a tribute to his lasting impact. In addition to the honor, a $1,000 grant to a nonprofit organization is awarded in the honoree's name. And I am so pleased to announce Ray Carrion, our outgoing vice chair. It was so hard to keep this a secret from you. And Ray is our recipient of the 2023 Jim Doman Community Service Award. Ray has dedicated his life to serving and bettering his community. Through his tireless efforts, Ray has profoundly impacted the lives of countless individuals and families in Lorain and across our county. In addition to serving as the Director of Facility Services here at Kendall at Oberlin, Ray is extensively involved in a number of community organizations, including as a member of our board of directors. He is the 6th Ward Councilman in Lorain. In this capacity, he serves as chair of the Federal Programs Committee, and he's a member of the Finance and Parks and Recreation Committees. Ray is actively involved in his church, Sacred Heart Chapel, and the grassroots organization he created, Friends of South Lorain. Ray has been instrumental in spreading knowledge and access to resources among Lorain County residents. His contributions to the community are immeasurable, and we are proud to recognize him with the Jim Doman Community Service Award. In honor of Ray's achievements, we'll be making a $1,000 grant to a nonprofit endowment fund of his choice. Please join me again in congratulating Ray Carrion as the recipient of the 2023 Jim Doman Community Service Award.
All right, Ray, you're up.
Well, the look on his face, man, we were privy to that, but you all didn't see it.
Thank you. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Certainly was not expecting this. I'm thinking of what things do we need to do, and in my role as facility services director, to make sure that this event goes well. So I'm thinking about all kind of different things. So this definitely caught me off guard, but I just want to say thank you. This is really an honor. It's something that never expected and never dreamt of or never wanted. Not something that I look for. But I'm truly honored by not only seeing the Kendall community that's here, that means so much to me, but then to also see so many people from the general community that I deal with on a daily basis that are here as well. So it's a great mix to see all of you here, and I'm just proud. I'm very proud for this recognition, for this award. Cindy, Charlita, the board, you kept this from me, but I truly appreciate it. One brief comment, and I don't want to take too long, but one brief comment that I would like to say about the Community Foundation that also mirrors how I feel about Kendall at Oberlin. My journey to the foundation and my journey to Kendall happened at the same time. It happened 9 years ago. In fact, this Friday will be my nine-year anniversary here at Kendall at Oberlin. So it all happened at the same time. And as I came into the foundation and I learned about the role of the foundation and the mission of the foundation and how selfless everyone is, and everyone looks for ways to help others, to help a cause, to help a community, to help a group, it wasn't long before I understood that the core values of the Community Foundation in so many ways mirrors the core values of Kendall at Oberlin. And I feel like I was placed in two great organizations at the same time that do so many wonderful things for others. And to me, that has always been what it's about. Never about yourself. What can you do to help others? And there are so many people, groups, organizations in need, and I have been just so proud to be involved with both groups that are so always focused on helping others. And one last thing that I like to say is that through the efforts of the Community Foundation and the In Our Backyard program, which is a crowdfunding platform, is that I was able to create a nonprofit for South Lorain called the Friends of South Lorain. And through selling banners, doing things in the community to raise money, but to bring hope and pride, to let people know that you belong, you matter, and if we do things together, we will do wonderful things. That in a short 3-year period, our little nonprofit group raised almost $160,000 from the community to invest back in the community. And one of those programs through the In Our Backyard, 2 years ago, we raised $3,500. Our goal was $1,000 over the course of 2 weeks. We raised $3,500 over the course of 2 days. And with that program, we purchased ice skates, over 100 ice skates, brand new, for boys and girls, for men and women. So people in South Lorain and kids that had never skated because they didn't have the resources, they had an opportunity to come to the park, grab a free skate, free rental, and we had open outdoor skating for the first time in 37 years last year in Lorain, and the place was absolutely jam-packed, and the memories that were created were fantastic. People were proud, people were engaged, and that has transcended. It has actually carried on into the summer, the fall, the spring, and what we have is a community that is still struggling, but it has a sense of pride and hope. And that's why we do this. That's why the Community Foundation is involved. And Kendall, I say this all the time, Kendall is a special place. And as Barbara Thomas mentioned earlier, for those folks that have been here for the first time, please don't make this your last visit, and encourage others to learn about Kendall, because Kendall is a wonderful, wonderful place to live and for staff to work. So thank you, Cindy, Charlita, all of you. I appreciate it. My wife, you also kept this from me. I had no idea, but I appreciate it, and I'm very, very proud and very humble. Thank you.
Ray's wife was hiding, and somebody said to me, "Get Ray. Would you bring Ray up to the front so his wife doesn't have to hide?" But we did it, and Ray embodies pride and hope for us. And it's been a pleasure working with him. He's always outspoken, positive, always has very, very supportive things to say to move our organization and community forward. And I just can't say it enough. We love you, Ray. We wanted to do this for you, and I'm so proud to do that. I'm so proud. We're also very proud to do this for you. So congratulations to you and your lovely wife, and thank you so much for indulging us, just congrats. Now, this isn't the Charlita Anderson White show, but we're going to move on to the 20 years of diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging work. I'm going to invite our guest, Quentin McGorvey, onto the stage so that we can have a conversation about our work and his work and our partnership and what we do. So if you give us a moment, we're going to move up to the podium, up to the panel. I asked Quentin, I said, "Are you ready? Because there's a script here," and he said, I'm ready, ready. And we didn't write it for him, so he has his own perspective, and we're just gonna listen and hopefully take away some very valuable information about what he does and how we engage and how we can better serve the community. Over the last several years, we've been taking a closer look at how we're living our commitment to DEI and belonging in all facets of our organization, and this includes our investment portfolio. We consider how diverse are the organizations as well as the individual fund managers within the firms who help us manage our endowments and investment. The asset management industry is not a particularly diverse one. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, U.S.-based asset management firms manage over $70 trillion, and women and minority-owned firms manage less than 1% of those assets. Only about 6% of investment advisors in the U.S. are Black or African American, and about 9% are Hispanic or Latino. By supporting Black-owned and led investment partners and fund managers, we can set an example for other organizations as well as individuals who are seeking ways to live out their commitment to DEI and belonging in all that they do. I'm pleased to be joined today by Quentin McGorvey, President of Paradigm Institutional Investments. Before the pandemic, we had the opportunity to meet Quentin at an event hosted by Clearstead, a longtime investment partner of ours that serves as a sub-advisor to Paradigm. As Paradigm is a newer player in this space, it's helpful to see that it had the backing and support of an advisor we knew and trusted. So when we're looking to rebalance our portfolio and further diversify the firms we work with, Paradigm was a clear choice. In 2022, we invested $500,000 with Paradigm. Well, I'm grateful that Quentin is here today with us to tell us a little more about his work and reflect on our partnership. Welcome, Quentin. We just met today. He's a lovely young man, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say. I'm so glad you're here, Quentin. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into this work?
Yes, I'd like to start by thanking you for calling me a lovely young man.
Of course.
I appreciate that. And I've had a pretty long career. I started my career in government and politics and working for city government and kind of moved on to various roles in leadership in healthcare and banking, working for Metro Health Medical Center, I worked for a think tank in Cleveland called the Center for Community Solutions, and then realized that I really wanted to get in the for-profit sector, and went on to spend 12 years working at KeyBank as a senior vice president at KeyBank. And then from there, there were some things that I wanted to do that and I saw a little bit of kind of some of the diversity and inequities in the asset management business, and a business partner of mine and I decided to step out on our own back in 2018 and launch an investment banking firm. And then we moved on forward to move the institutional practice, which is Paradigm Institutional Investments, the part of the business I run, in 2019.
So I understand that our initial investment has been an important endorsement among other foundations in Northeast Ohio. So how has this area of your work expanded recently?
I would not say that your investment has been an important asset to us. It's been a critical one. And I say that because the Community Foundation of Lorain County was the first organization that believed in us. And that means a lot to the investment world, because this business is all about trust, right? And when people trust their assets, and you talked about all the wonderful things that you've done this year, the number of dollars that you've invested in this community, you have to trust that your mission can move forward, so you have the funds there in the future to carry your mission on. So again, trust is central to that. So have an organization as strong as yours put trust in us was very important. So with that, over the last couple of months, we've the community, my own town, Cleveland Foundation, followed along and supported us. So we manage assets for the Cleveland Foundation now, Deaconess Foundation, the Community Foundation of Mahoning Valley, and the Foundation of Appalachian, Ohio, to name a few. And that's been going on as well. As a matter of fact, over the last month, we've been featured in Institutional Investor, which is the industry's largest publication. And just this week alone, our firm was featured in a Juneteenth Day issue of Financial Investment News. And so it's been just a great whirlwind, and it was all catalyzed by the trust that this organization placed in our firm.
Thank you so much for saying that, because the initial conversation we had so many years ago was walking the walk. You know, it's easy to trust the people that you know and that you see that look like you. But it can be just as easy to trust the people that don't look like you, and there's no reason not to. And you've done a phenomenal job. We're so excited to have you here, very excited to have you here, and excited to be working with you. Roy Swan, Director of Mission Investments for the Ford Foundation, has talked about the importance of foundations helping to build an asset management industry that more closely reflects the society we live in, and to advance inclusive capitalism. Indeed, by working with Paradigm, we can help support a paradigm shift in the institutional investment world. So what does inclusive capitalism mean to you, and what needs to happen to achieve that vision? Two questions. You can answer them in tandem, or you can just...
Well, you gave some data a little earlier about some statistics with an organization, but also more recently, the Knight Foundation, who actually does a study on diversity in the asset management business, recently looked at the fact that of the $82.24 trillion of assets management in the investment management space, minorities manage about diverse organizations manage 1.4% of 82.24 trillion. So that's a reality. And so exclusion like that in the investment industry over the years has been intentional. And so inclusion on the opposite side of that has to be just as much intentional as those exclusive efforts as the exclusion was. And so when you say intentional, one of the things that I like about this organization and Cindy and her leadership is that she's intentional. Not only for these organizations that we've been supporting, but I've gotten texts from Cindy who's been in meetings and saying, I'm meeting with this organization, can you send me something really quick? And I would send something. The Foundation of Appalachian, Ohio, one of the investment advisors was in the room when Cindy was talking about our firm, and I got a call, hey, I just heard about you from Cindy, who was speaking at a panel and talking about your organization. Let's know more. And that was a process to begin to work through those opportunities. And so it's intentional advocates are very important. And so there must be alignment not only with leadership like Cindy, but at the board level, the community level, the staff level, the policy level. I mean, all those things must be aligned for something positive like that to happen within the investment management space, because when you think about the number of folks that pay taxes, put in the community, that invest in pension funds and all those other kinds of things, it's only wise that there's diversity across the entire spectrum. And because not only the diversity from a racial and equity standpoint, but also from an ideation standpoint. I mean, what kind of different investment ideas do you have? I mean, everyone looks at the market differently, but to have different perspectives around how you look at the market and ESG, all those other kinds of things are very important to the marketplace. And again, I like to say that it's very important that you're intentional about that. So those of you who sit on boards or sit in communities, it's okay to ask the question. It's okay to push the envelope and not feel that you're being either a dissident, but also an advocate for those things that are very important. Because now what I'm able to do is hire more folks. I just hired a CIO out of Texas who was working in this space, very bright, Yale guy, but was challenged and gave him an opportunity, and now he's flourishing. So it moves across the entire spectrum.
Thank you for saying that, because one of the things that I learned as being a board member on any nonprofit is being in the room and having someone be in that room who is an advocate and who sees a bigger picture and looks around the room and says, there's nobody else out here that doesn't look like me.
And the data shows too that the last thing I'll say is that the data shows is that diverse managers, you're not losing performance by including diversity, equity, and inclusion in the portfolio. So it's equal, or if not even better, performance that you have by having an inclusive performance or inclusive organizations into the idea. So us as a consultant, there's a push, but also a pull that we're bringing on other managers of diversity and inclusion into the investment portfolio as well.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure if we have any time, but if there are any questions for Quentin, any comments, any questions, I'm very impressed with how we are in the room and how Quentin's organization is in the room. And that's the whole conversation that started this strategic plan and the transformation in the Community Foundation, is being in the room and having that room not be monochromatic, and having that room be diverse and allowing everyone to belong. We have, so no questions, no comments? Kevin.
What's the pipeline like for people coming up into the profession, educationally, work experience? Are there folks behind you that are going to be able to help expansion?
Yes, definitely. I mean, you have organizations like NAS, National Association of Securities Professionals. You have other organizations with young folks who are coming into the investment world, but also for us, I have a young man right now who's a college student, who's a rising junior, who's spending the summer with us interning. So it's important for us to bring those other folks along. So there is a very good pipeline for those organizations and individuals, really looking at STEM and all those other kinds of things that are very important, that we expose folks to the investment industry at a very early age. So to the degree that there are programs and initiatives and efforts to expose folks to that investment industry, if there are programs that you can support in your community or do things like that, that's going to be very important as well.
Thank you. And
thank you. Two brief questions, please. Do you work in tandem with other investment companies in managing the portfolio of the Community Foundation?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. And then secondly, do you, within Paradigm, have people of expertise in real estate or in bonds or securities, et cetera?
Yes. We have not only expertise, but we and the CIO that I hired, who has, don't know, 30, 40 different designations in risk, investment planning, portfolio construction, all those other kinds of things. It's important that you have professionalism around the table with you and you invest in that as well, because again, that solidifies the foundation of trust that an organization has in you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Thank
We
you.
are so grateful. Wait a minute. I just want to say we're grateful to have found a great partner in Paradigm. We hope to continue to increase our portfolio with them. So thank you so much, Quentin, and thank you, Paradigm. And thank you all for indulging our conversation. And it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you, Charlita and Quentin, for such an engaging and informative conversation. And we are absolutely delighted to be the first community foundation to invest in Paradigm and welcome others in the audience to join us today. Good afternoon. My name is Cindy Andrews, and I am honored to serve as the president and CEO of the Community Foundation of Lorain County. It is great to see all of your amazing faces on this beautiful first day of summer. I want to thank Barbara Thomas, Ray Carrion, and all of the Kendall staff and residents for being such gracious hosts and providing us with such an incredible space to hold our annual meeting. I also want to acknowledge and thank all of our Community Foundation board members, board emeritus, and affiliate fund members who are here with us today. And last but certainly not least, please join me in thanking the Community Foundation staff who have planned and executed such a wonderful event. Before we wrap up today, I want to share my own reflections on belonging. Charlita gave a great overview of all we have accomplished in the past year. As our meeting winds down, you might be thinking, well, what's next? Today, I am proud to share with you the results of an extensive strategic planning process, a framework that will guide us for the next several years and that will enable us to build on the things that are working, adjust the things that are not, and develop new opportunities to help more people connect more deeply with causes that they care about. I'm excited to share the 5 core principles that are guiding us, beginning with, we will amplify how we prioritize diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in all internal and external activities and relationships. As has been very evident today, we are committed to DEI and B, not just in our words, but in our execution too. We can only achieve our vision for a thriving and supportive Lorain County if we are collectively working to create a more diverse, inclusive, and equitable community where all people feel like they belong. From our grant making, scholarships, and community partnerships to our internal policies and practices, we will strive to create an environment where all members of our community feel valued, respected, and welcomed to contribute their unique perspectives and talents. Our next core principle, we will continue to cultivate a culture of giving and generosity in Lorain County. Philanthropy and community foundations in particular aren't well understood broadly. Yet, at its core, philanthropy means love of humankind and can be a powerful tool for creating positive change. We are committed to working with donors, nonprofits, community leaders, and others to develop a deeper understanding of the opportunities to make positive change through our foundation and to inspire a giving, generous, and supportive culture here in Lorain County. Building on that, our next principle, we will unite and nurture Lorain County through innovative and responsive grant making, programming, scholarships, and collaboration. We know our community faces many challenges,
and we are committed to investing solutions that address these issues and improve the lives of all residents. For instance, we will review and expand our scholarship program to connect every Lorain County high school student with a post-secondary option. We want 100% of high school students in our county to have access to funding that will support them at college, in a vocational trade, or as they pursue a career. We also want to create opportunities to bring back students who left the area to Lorain County to live, work, and play. Next, our fourth principle, we will grow organizational capacity, connectedness, and leadership. Our organization must be strong and resilient so we can adapt to changing circumstances and take advantage of new opportunities and ultimately achieve our mission. We are committed to investing in our staff, board, and volunteers to ensure we have the right skills, knowledge, tools, learnings, and resources needed to succeed. And finally, we will continue to steward and grow assets, as you heard this morning, to ensure financial health and sustainability. We have a responsibility to our donors and the community to manage our resources effectively and sustainably, and we're committed to doing so with integrity and transparency. This includes a continued focus on the diversity of our funds and our fund managers, a commitment to our environmental, sustainable, and governance practices, as well as looking forward to engaging with our regional community foundation partners to pursue the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These 5 goals that I've just shared amplify how we prioritize diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, cultivate a culture of giving and generosity in Lorain County, unite and nurture Lorain County through innovative and responsive grant-making, programming, scholarships, and collaboration, grow organizational capacity, connectedness, and leadership, and finally, steward and grow assets to ensure financial health and sustainability. Those 5 are vital for the Community Foundation of Lorain County to achieve our mission of connecting people who care with causes that matter. As we move forward, we will continue to elevate and refine our strategies, measure our impact, and learn from our successes and challenges. Additionally, we will work to build strong partnerships with donors, nonprofits, and community leaders who share our vision of a thriving community where everyone belongs and has an opportunity to succeed. I just laid out an ambitious plan, grounded in equity and belonging, and developed with our board of directors and staff. It is built upon a plan that guided us through the difficult and challenging times of the pandemic, and we will continue to use our dashboard to track our progress, share our impact, and measure performance that will guide us for the next 3 years. Now, you may be asking yourself, what actions may I take today? How can I join in this journey? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Our call to action includes 3 ways you can help us to begin to advance this work. First, you may have noticed the sunflowers. Jane Norton was a beloved trustee, board chair, and community member who loved sunflowers. She and her husband, Ben, started our youth fund, an engaging group of high school students focused on mental health today in our communities. In her honor, you may decide to contribute to our youth fund. We also have sunflower note cards out and about if you have a memory to share or a note to send to someone who is not with us today. Secondly, our scholarships benefit so many members of our community, and yet seemingly simple but unfortunate events such as a pair of broken glasses or a car breaking down could in fact hamper a student from getting to or participating in class. Your donation to our Emergency Scholarship Fund will provide an immediate stipend of up to $500 to assist in case of student emergency. And third, plan to join us on September 21st for this year's Connect to a Cause, or join us by contributing to our match pool that supports those 90+ nonprofits in our community. Either way, you can add a substantial impact to our work with nonprofit and business partner champions. Many of you are here today, but we welcome others to join the cause. I also want to give a special shout out to other outgoing board members and Kendall resident Randy Wagner. Randy was the driving inspiration to create Connect to a Cause. This year, Connect to a Cause will surpass the $1 million mark. And Randy, thank you for your vision and tenacity. Connect to a Cause has truly become a signature event for our community. A special thanks to both Randy and Ray as they leave our board, not till year end, having served 2 full terms. Randy and Ray, I wanted to note that our former CEO, Brian Frederick, also sends along his thanks and congratulations. So in closing today, I wanted to share a thought from Dr. Keltner, a professor of psychology at the University of California, Berkeley, and the author of the book, Awe, the new science of everyday wonder and how it can transform your life. Awe, Dr. Keltner explains, is that complex emotion we experience when encountering something so vast that our sense of self recedes. Many people associate awe with places like the Grand Canyon, but awe is really all around us. As you leave Kendall this afternoon, notice the awe in the flowers out front or the pond across the way, or later today in your neighbor's yard or your child's summer activities. We can find awe in everything that we do every day. It is there in our community, our neighbors, our families, our environment, our institutions, our traditions and cultures, and more. So as we go forth today, celebrate and revel in your awe this summer. I can also share that research suggests that awe is good for our health too. So now, in celebration of this first day of summer, please join us for ice cream, one of my favorite Kendall treats. Enjoy in your community, and if your schedule allows, we'd love for you to join other community members this afternoon to experience awe in our very own Lorain County Metro Parks for one of 3 easy summer hikes. Join us for a summer soundtrack stroll at 2 p.m. in the Vermilion River Reservation, 3 p.m. at Elyria Cascade Park, or this evening at the Wellington Reservation at 8 p.m. Thank you all. Have a lovely summer. And don't forget the 1 p.m. tour for Kendall. And you heard so much about our neighbor night. Tomorrow night we'll be in Lorain, and you're welcome to join us at 6 p.m. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for being here.